Welcome back to Pop Culture Roll Call, the show where our hosts are watching The Magicians by only viewing the scenes that their character is present for. This is Season 3, Episode 5, A Life in the Day.
Thank you. Welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call. I'm your host, Mike. I'll be watching everything with the point of view of Penny. Left me as always.
It's Sasha, and I watch everything from the point of view of Margo.
In front of me as always.
It's Colin, which everything from the point of view of the artist formerly known as High King Eliot, as always.
And right here, right now,
It's Brian. I watch this Quentin.
a lot of hand gestures. It's very hand gestury.
It is a tutting show.
Week. It is a tutting.
Not anymore. Now that magic's gone.
That's true.
Oh, so we
Sad.
just tut for pleasure?
Yeah.
Like
we tell like normies.
Before we get started, actually.
Yeah, we got to do business.
Mm-hmm.
We love
little
business,
bit.
business tutting.
That's business tutting.
live stream this
Business tutting.
Saturday, not this Saturday. Saturday, January 31st at 1 p.m. Central Time, Chicago time. We are going to be doing our monthly live stream. We're not going to have a poll up for a little while because that's in 2 weeks. If you look at your calendars, do some cool math. Math is cool, kids. Stay in school, kids. But yeah, so that's going to be happening. We'll get you some more information next week. So make sure to listen to next week's episode. You should listen to all of them twice.
Yeah. But yeah, just put a little blocker on your calendar.
Yeah.
You know?
And put this podcast on loop on YouTube as you sleep, and we'll
Yeah.
get more hits.
Ooh, I like
and if
that.
you can open it up on 38,000 devices, get one of those little the little birds that just dip like
Yeah.
every cartoon and just have it aimed over the 5-star would be great.
And if anyone knows how to use this AI thing I keep hearing all this stuff about how to view,
Just
how
don't
to
use it.
views, don't
No.
do it. Okay, fair enough.
No.
Brian's like, let's not boil the ocean.
Literally.
There's a lot of reasons I don't want to use AI, and the ocean's boiling is one of many of them. But before we do that and date ourselves, let's talk about this episode of The Magicians.
Yes. I start before credits.
I do as well.
Same.
Me too.
Wow.
I'm curious
First time in a
what
while all of us have started before the credits, I think, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious what everyone's episode was, because this was a unique episode of television.
Yeah.
I
Throw
like
that
this one.
I like this one a lot too, and not to be too pedantic because I always can compare everything to Star Trek: The Next Generation, but this reminds me of my favorite episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation a lot.
Interesting.
Maybe
Oh,
my
I
second
know the
favorite.
one.
Maybe my second favorite.
I've not seen really any Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I have seen that episode.
Yeah, most people have. That's like one of the like three big ones. We'll talk about it a little bit.
I will
later.
say I'm pretty sure Sasha did not enjoy this as much because I heard a groan from the other room when she was watching her episode.
I didn't have the cool parts until the end, and then
Yeah.
I was on board.
Okay.
And then you knew what was happening.
Yeah.
There was a moment where we crossed paths, and I was like, "What the f is I was watching?"
Okay.
So
Oh,
we'll get to
boy.
it.
I went from having all the cool parts to apparently none of the cool
You
parts.
did not have the cool parts.
I don't even know what you're up to this week, but let's talk about it so everyone is there.
I was
going to
say I see Penny briefly, but I don't actually see Penny. I see where Penny probably is.
You sense me briefly.
Oh, this is picking up where we left off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I start in the physical kids cottage. Like, you know how there's like the glowing lights in the back that says "ta-da"? The D is like broken and hanging off, so it says TA, and then like a D barely hanging on with an
Tad.
egg. Just being like, hey, magic's broken. Metaphor.
Magic was keeping the nails in the walls.
Apparently. I'm like walking in as Alice is leaving, and I kind of like, oh, by the way, and I'm just like, not really giving her much of anything. And then she's like, oh, by the way, don't talk shit about Penny. He's here and he's coming with me.
And then there's a quick little like pan, and I'm just sitting like on the steps, just not great,
But not dying.
but not dying.
I mean,
how you
kinda
feel?
dead.
What's the vibe?
Tired.
Just like depressed, Penny?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's great that some folks can see me now, but I'm still no better off than just being a thought people can't see.
Anyways, I say hi to an empty room. I don't even know where you are in the room. I'm just like, hi, Penny, kind of looking around. And I basically say to Alice that, like, if she's heard about, the break bills being sold, apparently the cottage itself has been physically moved so many times that there's no real, like, deed on the cottage, so it's not subject to the sale.
That's interesting.
That's just because the TV show decided that college didn't matter anymore, but they
Yep.
still wanted the set.
Yeah. Turns out building new sets is expensive.
Yeah.
So Alice kind of goes to leave and like stops at the door and turns around, and she's basically like, she's not taking responsibility for it being weird now, I think, like between the two of us, but she's like, it's weird now. I guess I'm sorry. Like, it's kind of this very awkward.
I'm sorry. Can you just give me a real quick reminder where we left off? You're in
that's
love
a-
with the version of her that doesn't exist
Yeah,
anymore.
basically.
And so she broke up with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like again.
Yeah, I just
Again.
wanted to clarify that. They've been broken up, not kind of, maybe it's complicated. I just needed a quick check-in.
Who knows, right? Like
Yeah.
it is weird now, right? I think that's kind of like, if this was a Facebook status, it would be it's complicated, but like we're not even really in a relationship. It's just every time we interact now, it's just the most awkward scene I've ever seen in a television show. So thank God I'm watching it, not you, because you would cringe into your own body.
No, I got some today.
Yeah. But she's taking the key so she can interact with Penny.
Yeah, we're going somewhere.
Okay. Wait, the key only lets you see Penny.
Yeah.
Right? That's
'Cause
the
you see
only
the truth.
functional. Yeah, you see the truth, but there's no additional like.
You can't high five Penny.
Yeah,
You
you
can't
can't touch
high-five.
Penny.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure it didn't like manifest them for the holder of the key.
No
or
touch.
something like that. Just visual. Cool. When do we have our conversation? Also in the physical
Still
kids
before
cottage.
credits. Do you have anything else before credits?
Nope.
What do you have?
I'm in the hallway. Okay, let me just
A
tell you right
hallway?
now. When you need a break, point at me. None of this is relevant to you until the end. Okay. So,
Oh, when you show up.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
but I'm in the hallway with the courtier that we usually have.
Tig or Tink Tick.
Tick. I think it's Tick,
Tick.
because Margo only calls him Dick, and so I had to write.
Tick
I
and
like,
Dick.
couldn't remember
funny.
what
Dick,
it
Tick.
was.
Yeah,
So that's how
Funny.
he
I
is
think
in my
Tick
notes.
Tick is the one.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. He's got a little jar of like scrapes off of the wall. Do you guys remember
The
we're gonna
hallway
poison?
that we
Yes,
can't-
in
oh,
the
yes.
hallway.
Put it in
So
the bathwater.
what he's doing is scraping bits off of the wall, which is actually a much smarter way of collecting it than we posed at the end of the last episode.
Okay.
But I tell him it's not enough and he needs to get more because we only get one shot. And as we're talking, the fairy queen sneaks up on us and she's like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, oh God. And like, so I send him away. We walk into the throne room and there's tons of people running around and it looks eerily familiar to last time I was in here with Eliot and you were getting married. Turns out I'm also getting married. She gives me a wedding gift, which is like a white eye patch. And she is basically like, that was like the end of the scene actually. And there's just people everywhere just like busying up. I'm literally getting married today.
Do you know? Did I forget
Nope.
last week? You don't know anything about the marriage.
Nope.
Okay. I was like, I thought. Okay.
I saw something about this in this episode. I was like, do I know this guy?
Let me know before you get the little bunny.
Yes, we get
Gotcha.
the bunnies later.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. We'll talk about the bunnies.
And then I have a scene with Eliot.
Yeah, and we're sitting and we're basically catching up. This is post Alice leaving. And Eliot has just magically appeared in the physical kids cottage back in the real world. And you're kind of bringing me up to speed on the book and the key and the quest and talking
Yep.
about Alice a little bit. Finn and Frey are in the wind for a couple episodes. I think they just gave the actors a day off. And I said, I sent them into the city. They'll be fine.
I wonder if they have hijinks in the city. Like it
Maybe.
could be like a Crocodile Dundee sort of situation.
That'd be really cute.
It would be very good. Maybe it's like one or two little scene cutaways they're just used for a little B plot, sort of like refresher in between, but we don't see them. I don't interact with them this episode.
Yeah, but we're basically trying to figure out the key situation. I say a line here that I don't know. I had to write it down. So I say we're doing whatever we can to fix it. It being like magic being gone, presumably. And when we do, maybe Alice will act like someone I recognize. And this is just more in that like Quentin doesn't really kind of understand what's happening with Alice and is acting like it's just, it's because magic's gone and that'll fix everything when it's back. And I feel like he's assuming that like once that's fixed, everything will go back to how it was the day before like magic died or before Alice died or whatever. And I think that's just wrong and kind of selfish from Quentin.
Yeah, it's the trauma. He's in the bargaining stage. If this, then that, and that's the way the world's black and white, and that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I've never seen someone work so hard to be single.
trying so
Just trying so hard to stay in that status.
see his incel. No,
Yeah. But we're going over the quest.
He's not. I know that was a joke.
We're going over the quest book. It's apparently like well written, like it's an enjoyable read, which is kind
Like
of
a
an
fairy
interesting
tale
little
quest book kind of thing.
But it's like playing with the classic hero's journey. Like, it's back to this like knight's daughter who's like in training to become a knight or whatever it is. And so this puzzle, the key number 3 is the mosaic puzzle. So we have to basically use tiles to create a design that reflects the beauty of all life. And when you do, there's a mystery prize.
And the mystery prize is, quote, the key to all magic. And so, like, through this, I'm not sure if anyone else, maybe I just didn't know what the mosaic puzzle is. Is this like a common trope or an ism? Maybe it's just in this world. I couldn't tell if this was the show.
So it's referenced in the Fillory books.
Okay, yeah. So maybe this was more like Quentin is frustrated that Eliot, as the king of Fillory, doesn't know a very key element of the Fillory books.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if this was telling me, the reader, and it was like the Gordian knot, the Gordian knot, where like me as the watcher know what that is.
Were you
functionally.
Gordian?
Yeah, but this is a different sort of an internal Fillory thing where, yeah, you do this big mosaic puzzle out in the woods, and whenever you complete it, you can do a magic spell, and that magic spell reveals a key, and the key is the key to magic.
Yep.
So we're off to do that.
And Eliot's like, cool, let's go. And I'm like, oh, by the way, it's in Fillory.
And I'm like,
Give us a little pause because we don't have a way to get there.
That makes so much sense now. Okay.
yep, we'll talk about that in a second. But right now, we get credits.
Credits.
Mind sluts. I'm persistent.
He is persistent.
I mean, after credits, we're back trying to figure out how to get to Fillory. We have the clock.
Okay.
So we're like, well, the clock used to be a portal to Fillory, and we have the key that opens portals. There's no keyhole on the clock, though. Right? This is when a rabbit starts speaking.
Okay.
Actually, so
At
maybe we'll rewind.
castle, getting married.
After credits, I am talking to the Queen of the Fairies, and she's telling me like I'm married into the tribe of the floating mountain, which stopped floating and fell into the
When
ocean
magic went away.
when magic went away, and now is an island off of the coast of Fillory. And they have like 4,000 spears, which means a large army, and basically the queen is trying to encourage me to get married for Fillory. And I'm asking her, like, what's your motivation? And also, no, because I've been, Idri tried to trick me into marrying his son.
Yeah.
So I got away with, I didn't do it then, and I'm not going to do it now. She will not elaborate on why she wants me to marry. But she does say that was when you had a choice. You don't have a choice now. And sometimes being queen means sacrifice. And then she, like, someone calls me and she disappears. So this is the first time I was like, is she trying to train me to be a good queen? It was like weird.
Like a little bit. Is there, do you think there's some kind of like a mentor, like she respects you in a way?
I don't really know what that was about. It and then it like kind of flips. So maybe I'm wrong about it.
Right.
But that was just like the first thing where I was like, my brain was like, she spends so much time talking to me.
Yeah.
And like every other character is afraid to breathe in this person's presence, but she spends so much time talking to me, right? Like, and I do think like we've addressed it in previous episodes and how it's like we're kind of tied to each other because she doesn't want to actually rule. She wants to shadow rule. So she needs somebody. But like at this point, the thought has to be, Margo is quite difficult and literally somebody else could take her place, right? Like it might be easier. I don't know. It just like, it was a little weird. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. Okay. Trying to comprehend the machinations of Fae is also like, maybe they're just
Tricky.
trying to make it tricky. It is kind of their whole motif.
But this is when Idri's son, which I'm so sorry, I forgot his name. I
remember Idri.
But
it was Prince S.
Yes, Princess. Thank you.
Princess
The
of Loria.
joke. Yes.
Yeah,
Princess. He is basically, he comes in to be salty that I'm getting married and I declined his marriage, and he's trying to flirt with me. I'm telling him he's not top 50. Like we're doing the thing that we always do. And I just tell him that I'm still not going to marry him, and he leaves.
Okay.
That he leaves because this is a ridiculous scene. I just want you to know, I'm not just summarizing. This happens in one singular hallway. It's like one end of the hallway, we walk to one other side of the hallway, and then that person leaves, and I get called back to the other side of this one hallway. And it's Tick. And he tells me that the groom's party has like set up shop in the magic hallway. So there's no solution to getting more of the stuff to poison her. So we like need actually a different weapon. Like this plan about the walls and the powder and stuff
Just because there's
gone.
Just because there's a groom's party in there, you can't go scrape a wall. Tick, that seems like stinking thinking.
I think the thing is they don't want them to know that we're scraping pieces of this wall off.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I gotta paint the wall. Better get this old crusty crap off and a fresh coat of paint. Come on, use your brain, Tick. If every problem's a nail, fuck, I messed it up. If every problem's a nail,
Every
Right.
problem's a hammer.
if every problem's
Problem's
a
a hammer. Just use a good nail.
So I said, well, we got to find another weapon. That's
How
Lucian.
about a hammer?
And also, I need.
Just beat him to death with a hammer.
Yes, honestly, that is kind of Margo's thing. It's just like,
Yeah,
well,
just
find a
kill
different
'em.
thing to kill her. And then also, I need your fastest bunnies. And I don't get the follow up
Need
to
your
that.
fast bunnies.
So this is.
That means
Do
There's
the
a
bunnies
slower
like
bunny.
physically travel then?
they
They
go
hop
through.
between worlds.
Well, they got to get to 88
realities,
miles
yeah.
per hour. Otherwise, they don't work.
Is 88 the number?
From Back to the Future.
I know. I just couldn't remember. I thought for some reason I thought it was like 70 something. Yeah, interesting. 88. You heard it here.
Maybe you watched it
The
in Metric.
1,000.
I've never been more scared of being wrong in my life.
Yeah, I don't. It's been a long time. But we're not talking about that. One thing that did stick out, and I don't want to get us too off track, but the 4,000 spears is not a lot. I was trying to get because we talked a little bit.
I don't know. Is it though? Like
No, it's
have
not
we
a lot.
seen? I mean, it's not a lot to like a modern army.
or even an army of hundreds of years ago. It's just not a lot.
But
of
how
people.
many? But how many like beings have we seen? Like we haven't seen large scale armies. In
That's what I was trying to think is like because we don't do a lot of scenes with groups of people of Fillory. We talk about the citizenry of Fillory, but I never quite grokked like how big Fillory is. Like how when you say a kingdom, are we talking about tens of thousands of people? Are we talking about hundreds of thousands of people? Are we talking about millions of people? we don't functionally see cities. We don't see markets. We don't see schools. We don't see
Wars.
Well,
wars. We don't see
do
anything.
see
really.
rooms of all of the like when you get married, when Ellie gets married, you invite all of the nobles and some of the common people into the gates, right? If that's all of the nobles for the
not
entire
many
country, that's not a lot of people.
Okay,
I think that's the only thing that we have to like scale that. Like nobles is going to be like a small percentage, yes, but like if you're talking about for an entire country and they fit in the throne room basically, that's not a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say like Romans were putting together armies that would like
Yes.
in 12 minutes stomp 4,000 people.
Yeah, but we've
like,
never seen like a city even.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, I
Right?
kind of wanted to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's always so weird in this world because it's like you can wage war with magic at a scale that 4,000 people like just can't even meet as an individual, right?
Right.
So like now that magic's gone, 4,000 people might be a lot for like a standing army in this world.
It might be, yeah. If they just I just wish if they kept talking. I guess the reason I'm bringing this up mainly is like we talk a lot about war in this for not doing a lot of logistics of what that means. We
Yes.
just say the word war
Sure.
and use that as a way to kind of like push the plot forward, which is fine. I just kind of wish that they would kind of shit or get off the pot with this like war talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to bring that up. When you said 4,000, I was like, that is nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing. That's barely a
yeah, but if
football
it's
team.
4,000 against 400.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so we're back out in front of the clock. So you sent the rabbits over. We get the like, hey, you're like, what are they? The rabbit says like, get to the castle. I'm getting
At
married.
the castle getting married or whatever. And we're like, is that Margo? It's like, need help now, dickwads. And we're like, oh, it's definitely Margo.
Definitely Margo. And so we're about to put the key. And this is when I lose the plot, and for a good reason. I go to like put the key
Yeah.
in the clock, and then Margo's there.
Oh
Yes.
no.
So we'll explain why.
Okay.
Yes.
I was confused at first. I like peek behind the curtain. I'm halfway through this or I'm at this point watching this episode, maybe a little farther. And I send James a message. I'm like, hey, did like something gets messed up? Obviously, producer James is never fucking wrong. So like I shouldn't have messaged him because it made sense in the end. But at this point in the episode, I'm like, why is this in this order?
Yeah.
It makes sense. So let's just stick with this order, which I know means you probably have like 8 more scenes right now.
Yeah.
But I kind of like this version of the story for our podcast. So
Okay.
maybe you and Mike bounce off a bit.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
because I go to put the key in basically, and well, you show up, but I go to put the key in, and it feels like the key gets like pushed out of the clock, or it doesn't like go in, or it like
there
falls and clatters?
It starts off, there's no keyhole, and we're
Right.
like discussing how to put it in. And like you know, we're like talking about a keyhole basically appears out of nowhere.
Kind of like a deadless ship.
You are like about to put the key in, and then Margo shows up.
And then I drop the key.
Right.
Okay. I thought it would like physically like knocked out of my hand, or like there was like I couldn't tell why the key dropped. Maybe
no,
it just...
that's the second time we see this. It pops out because we'll get there.
Yeah,
but
got it. Okay, I think I might
you're
be
just conflating
confusing
those.
these.
I know this is very confusing for listeners of this podcast.
It's
like
confusing
what
to
we're
us,
talking
too.
about. It'll all be clear, but for now, Margo stops us. So flashback to what Margo's doing. Why don't you do one
Well,
and then
here's the thing. I have one more scene.
That makes sense.
you have
That
one
makes
more
a
scene?
lot of
One
where-
more scene.
Yeah, why don't you do Alice's scene, and then we'll jump. Unless Stas, you want
Wait,
to
you
break
have one
halfway
for
through?
your whole podcast?
Yep.
Okay.
So I think Staj has to do at least 2.
I feel like
How much do you have? How many scenes do you have before you meet us at the clock? She is showing a piece of paper that
15
is
minutes.
written on both sides. All of that happens right now?
Or
Yeah.
before now?
When I see you, that's the end of my episode.
Interesting.
Let's do it.
I think we got to do it.
yeah,
have to do it.
I do think we functionally have to do it. Everyone,
Okay,
strap in.
so
Switch the camera over to Stas. Let's let you talk for a minute.
I'll take a
Let's
nap.
get a slow power pan in.
Okay.
Power pan.
Power pan.
Power pan.
Power
okay.
pan.
I love how it's both slow and power.
Well, you need the power because it's slow. It's just once again, you're just tutting.
I don't know if you understand. I have 2 buttons here. One is all of us, and the other button is this camera.
Should I
Okay,
explain what
we need to raise funds so we have more than 2 buttons.
Okay, I need to.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a little confused. Should I talk about what I think is happening? Like
Sure,
now
if
I'm
you
nervous.
want.
want.
But now I'm not.
That's
But
up to you.
I think it'd be more fun if we don't tell you. You'll
Okay,
figure it out.
that's fine. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
throw it.
Please.
So basically, what I think happens here is that there is some sort of like alternate timeline, and like unfortunately for Margo, I don't think it changes. I think the same timeline happens. So I don't know which one is the alternate one and which one is the correct one. All I know is at the end of my episode, you're gonna go put a key into this clock, and I stop you from doing that because that is the bad timeline.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm going to try to do this in quick because it does not matter. So
It matters.
my next scene, I am in the throne room. Tick is telling me that my mother-in-law is here to see me. A gate gray, the stone queen. So I think
gate
it's agate.
Agate?
That's
Okay.
what it was. I'm
That's
trying-
a name?
Well, agate is a stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's her. She's,
she's
a
a
stone
stone
queen
queen.
because it's like a tribe
Oh,
of
is she
like,
made out of stone? Are they stone people?
No, they're just
Just the
hot.
names.
Actually,
They're just hot.
They're just hot.
that
They're
is-
You just say that about like
they're just rock hard.
99.9% of people in this show.
I'll explain. So, she basically comes in. We're having a. It's a little awkward because I'm like trying to get her to postpone this marriage, and she is like, I heard from our very pale friend, so she can see fairies also, that this is of the most urgency, right? And so she is actually amazing political. Like this woman, I was thinking about her after it was over. I was like, this actress really stole the scene, which is very hard to do with Margo's actress because she is so good too. In any case,
I'm just the way you're describing it, I'm getting like what's her face? The old lady in Game of Thrones, the Tyrell or whatever.
yes, but she's young.
Sure. But
Yeah.
like same political maneuvering type
Yes,
of like knows
because-
everything that's going on and everybody's
Yes, because she's just like I'm just like I basically like break political decorum. Basically, be like I don't want to do this. I don't like. I'm just being too straightforward. And she laughs it off. She's like, I forget how nervous brides get before their wedding. And like she's like, how about you meet my son? She's like, why don't, if that's not too forward. She just plays the game beautifully. Margo's like, yeah, sure, whatever. The first well, I gave it away already. A man walks in, but he's not really a man. He's a boy. Margo freaks out. She's like, no, hello. And she's like, oh, no, that's like my younger son. This is your brother-in-law. My son is coming. In walks literally Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
But less of a dick.
I'm not going to follow up
just
with that.
himbo-esque basically.
No,
Or like,
he's just extremely hot, extremely charming. Like, he literally is wearing the outfit. Like, there,
okay.
it's...
It's actually just that.
It's actually just that.
I'm watching a Disney girl go, oh my God, he's a human.
Finally, I don't have to be weird about my feelings. I like a real boy.
this is the queen mother steps away with her younger son, his name is Prince Tomar. We'll talk about this later, but this guy is Prince Micah. I wrote a literal babe, like Prince Charming, and so we have a little talk. And after his mom leaves, I start asking questions like if he's gonna, shoot me with arrows as I run away, or clearly a Game of Thrones reference, or just like chain me up or whatever. And he's just like really confused because turns out the tribe of the floating mountain is a matriarchy, and he's also just like super down to be like, follow me around and
do what
Margo
you say.
is super into it.
We have just given dynamite to children. This is dangerous.
This is the second time that Margo's been in a situation where you're like, hey, you're going to marry this person. She's like, no, fucking no. And the
Not a
person, and
chance.
she walks in the room and the person's like, I mean, you could be the dom.
You
And
didn't,
Margo's
say,
like, well,
you didn't say it was a hot person.
yeah, you didn't say it was a hot subservient person.
Well,
Well.
I guess I'll suck it up for this one.
I literally wrote down, is this a trap in this?
Probably.
because I was like,
Yeah.
this is too good
It's
to
a
be
honey
true.
pot.
It's
It's
a honey
obviously
pot.
a honey
I was
pot.
like, I'm honey potted.
It's a hot honey pot.
Any case,
In this economy?
we have a cut here. My next scene is me and Prince Micah getting dressed in the same room. They literally have...
Is Micah also
Yes, it's also a stone.
stone? Okay.
yeah.
Doing a Steven Universum.
There is like a like one of those sheets where you could just see the shadow, and I'm like complaining to my lady in waiting. She's like, I'm like, this is so embarrassing that we have to get dressed together. And the lady in waiting is like, well, it does come with some benefits. And the guy is behind the shadow box like flexing. It's insane.
Too much.
And then like he like steps out and he's like clearly been out of the shower. He's just got a towel around his waist, and the camera is like in the mirror where like Margo's making eye contact
It's
with
doing
him.
like the intro to The Witcher.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
bathtub.
Yeah, the bathtub. And
Yes.
you just, yeah. Okay.
It's ridiculous. And we're just, we're getting ready to get married. We're getting married right now.
No time to waste.
No time to waste. But there's a shadowy figure like outside of my window.
Also hot and flexing?
Another silhouette.
He in another silhouette though, and he fires an arrow, and it like hits Micah's shoulder, and he like runs over to make sure I'm okay. I'm running over to make sure he's okay. Like Margo's running around like a princess. Like I've never seen her like this.
Darling, a vandal at the window.
Yes,
Call
truly.
the guard.
Truly, I love Margo so much, like, because she is so relatable. Like, girl, I get it. But we're all okay. And my next scene is I corner Prince S and accuse him of trying to murder my
Okay.
Out of jealousy?
husband. Out of
or-
jealousy,
Okay.
yeah. And also the fact that he was nervous. We brought this up very briefly, but Margo's like, listen, we're still allies. Eliot married your king. That still stands. Like, but she thinks that he's also nervous that like I'm replacing their people with like this new, and I might turn on them. So he was a little nervous about it. But here he's like, you told me we were good. Like, I believed you. Like, this is like, I didn't do anything. Why would I try to murder your husband? Like, but I don't want to hear it. I have the guards take him away.
Sure.
Also, this world is pretty into the whole like thruple energy. Like, why
No,
isn't that on the
he has
tin?
to transition first.
Oh.
Right? Because you're allowed to take a husband and a wife, but not two husbands, I thought.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. I thought that's
Is
what
you
it
can
was.
have one of each.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Never mind. Constantly trying to ruin my fun.
Do you believe him or no?
So that was what I was groaning about when I was watching this, because it's like very obvious to me that he's telling the truth. Like,
Sure.
the actor plays it straight. Like Princess's actor plays it straight, but Margo does not believe him. And I will say, like, he's the only person I get what she's saying. Like, who else could possibly be doing this? Because like, it's not like it wasn't like he got shot somewhere else. Like, it's just like her bedroom in the castle. There's only so many people here, right?
Sure.
But it's very obvious he didn't do it.
Sounds like a fairy machination.
It doesn't. That's too direct for them, right?
Well, they're trying to like say, hey, you were gonna marry you two together for a big power alliance, and everyone's got really excited, and then there's like an attempted assassination, and it ruins your alliance with the other people who your like king is married to, and we don't want them in there. Anyway.
Do you find out or no?
Yes. So my next scene is the wedding. literally getting married. I've got the rope and everything. And
Wait.
as
Is that it?
I don't think that's. Isn't that Hail to the Chief?
Yeah. Sorry, got that one wrong. But I didn't. Oh, we eloped. Never heard this song. I don't know what it is. It's different than the president one.
I mean, you are the queen.
Yeah.
they did not
You
play
could do a
that.
mashup.
But anyway, we're doing this like tying, we're having rope, whatever, etc. And we're
Sorry, they're having rope.
no, they're tying the
Like
rope around
like
their
a hand,
wrists,
like a
the
binding
knot,
ritual.
Some sort of
like
ceremony
the
thing.
knot. Yeah, it's like I've seen it before. Like binding these two houses together. That's the thing. And
You say so.
They're doing some dumb ass shit in the middle
he
of the
says,
wedding.
I do. I say, what the hell, and as we're about to, be announced husband and wife, a axe comes in and chops off his head.
Oh.
And he dies bleeding out on the floor. I'm screaming. And his younger brother comes out and is like, oh, I'm ready to do my duty.
Oh, the younger brother murdered his older brother.
Yes, and I'm screaming. The mother is shocked.
Yeah.
She's covered in her other son's blood, and he and Tick, I almost said Dick,
Funny.
are talking about how, like, well, in a royal wedding, if there's some law bullshit about, like,
I love how laws in this world are like, we have to follow them unless we don't want to.
If
like the
someone's
laws in
head
the
is
real world.
actively cut off during a wedding,
during a royal wedding, if somebody dies, the like younger sibling is supposed to step up and complete, because it's
I
about
love the
alliances.
idea that the law itself says, if during the wedding.
It literally, that's what they're
Okay,
saying.
cool. A very specific law.
But then the younger sibling has to like step in. This is like, he's really like, he's young, and she is screaming, and she's like, he killed his like, what are we doing? And then the fairy queen shows up behind her and is like, marry him. And it's like this like horror, and the scene just like stops there. And we're jumping ahead now, but it is like gross. Like the head, like the fake head pops off and the blood is everywhere, and you're just like, so I was like, oh, okay, so he actually was legit, but yeah, this is clearly too good to be true. This was the situation.
Yeah.
Have
And
you
now-
sent
he
the
got ahead
rabbit
of himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I sent
that
it
was-
a
I wasn't
long
sure if
time
that was
ago.
before or not.
Yeah, it was way before. The problem is now, like, the queen forcing me to get married, I could not tell if she actually had done this on purpose, or, like, incited this. It didn't really, or she was just following up of, like, it was just lucky that you liked the guy.
Sure.
My point still stands that, like,
this marriage
Yeah.
needs to happen.
you need to marry this
I don't care who the
person.
guy is.
Right. It's like sometimes being queen is sacrifices. It wasn't a sacrifice. Now it is. And that's the weird part, because I'm like, did she do it on purpose to teach her a lesson, or did it just happen that way and she's just like following through on what she said, which is like, yeah, of course that would be her. She's explicitly stated that was her perspective. So like, I don't, that's the thing with the
ambiguous,
fairies. It's ambiguous.
For sure. It's
Yeah.
probably supposed to be. I doubt even like normal watchers of the show know at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where it's supposed to be who's doing what. Like it's supposed to be a little bit of a mystery.
There's this scene right before this where the fairy's like, I'm going to go kill him because I got to prove a point.
Well, no, not the fairy kill, but
I don't
I
know.
think like she incited
Yeah.
the younger brother, or she knew that this would happen.
You should go
I don't
kill
know.
your brother.
Okay,
They're tricky like that.
my next scene is I am in the bedroom. I've clearly married him. The guy's coming over like, we have to consummate our wedding, blah blah. And I'm basically telling him, if you don't let me follow Earth tradition and open every single one of my presents before blah blah,
tradition.
your dick is gonna shrivel up and fall off. And so he just goes, and she's opening gifts, clearly just stalling for time.
Yeah.
And because she's basically like, don't wait up. Like, she's like gonna be there for as long as humanly possible. And in one of the envelopes is a key. And the key is from Eliot and Quentin.
Oh, got it.
Do I keep going, or do you guys
No,
want to?
yeah, keep
Okay.
going. Finish your thing out, but I
mean,
don't.
if you need a break, I think Mike
No,
has
no.
one scene.
Oh, you could
Yeah.
do your scene.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, it'd be a good place for it.
So we are at...
And make it good, Mike.
It's gonna be so boring.
It's gonna be so boring.
Should be sad, maybe. We are at Crick Memorial Hospital.
Crick.
Just establishing shot, so that's the only reason I got the name.
All right.
And Alice is there to visit Katie. And Alice is like, hey, I thought they put you like in rehab. And she's like, well, this is instead where they put you when you don't have insurance. So she's like, the upside is that I'm the least crazy person here. What do you want, Alice? And she gives her the key. And she's like, what do you want? She's like, just take the key. So she takes it.
Oh, because she doesn't know Penny's still hanging around.
Right.
Immediately sees me and just starts like reacting in shock. Just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Drops the key, screams like, go away. Like she doesn't believe what she's saying.
Oh.
And Alice like gives her the key back and she's in shock. She tries to touch me and her hand goes through me. And Alice is like, I'm going to give you a moment alone. And I try to like break the trauma awkwardness of like, hey, I know it's weird, but at least I'm not stuck in the fucking underworld for a billion years. And she's like, why are you acting like this is good news? I'm like, because I'm not dead. Like, I'm still technically alive. And she's like, well, I almost was dead. Like, look at me and look where I'm at now. And I apologize. And she's like, I tried to save you and I failed and it broke me. And now, what are you, a ghost? And I'm like, no, I'm an astral projection. I'm not a ghost. I'm not dead. I'm in this weird limbo. And she's like, what's the fucking difference? I can't even touch you. I can't even see you without holding a key. This is like, I'm physically ill right now because of this. And I'm like, I'm here. That's all I can say. Like, I'm here. And she's like, where does this end? And I'm like, trying to help her. I'm like, let me help you kind of sort this out and kind of get through what you're going through. She's like, how are you going to help me? You're the reason I'm here. Don't you get that? I have to put myself back together. Essentially, it's like, I tried to save you. I failed. And that destroyed me. Mm-hmm. And I tried to say something, and she's like, if you say that you love me, I will find a way to fucking kill you. So at least this will be over. And she drops the key, walks out. Alice walks in, picks up the key. And I tell Alice, whatever happens, remind me to never take your advice again. Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah. So Katie is just trying to fix me. She thought she killed me or couldn't save me from dying.
Yeah.
Spiraled. And like this isn't helping, seeing that I'm not dead and I'm not alive.
And it might help with time, distance, and space to decompress. But in the moment,
Yeah.
there was a very heightened emotional response.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
needs some time and space.
And a kind of perpetual low point for Katie.
Yeah, exactly. I hope she's doing better next week. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
And that's my
see.
episode.
Okay.
Great. You're right. It was a bummer and not funny at all. Stop.
I guess it was boring. Trauma's boring. Recovery.
So I have the key in the envelope. It's a letter from Eliot and Quentin.
Do you get the whole letter here?
I do.
Okay.
I didn't write it word for word, but
I didn't. We get it later, but yeah.
but basically it's like, hey, we're in the past. We're both dead. We lived very long, full lives. Don't worry. And then, but you guys have something that you need me to do. Mm-hmm. And actually, I don't get the whole letter because it's like I get that part and then it cuts. Okay. And so they probably just, you guys probably had that at some point or whatever. And then I'm walking through this magic circle and I'm meeting a woman that says, hello, Margo, who is like, she knows who I am. I don't remember seeing this woman before, but I believe this has to be the woman from season 1, the like assistant dean. She's British. Mm-hmm. She was like, oh, she's the sister, maybe?
Is it Jane?
Yes, it's Jane.
Jane Chatwin?
It's Jane Chatwin, yes.
Who is also dead. Died off camera.
Yeah.
But
my next statement is, aren't you dead?
Yeah.
And she says like, yeah, on the linear plane, but not in the clock burrows. All moments here exist at the same time. So
interesting.
Clock Burrows is the coolest fucking name
yeah,
ever.
Clock Burrows.
That's
Pretty
fucking
good.
awesome.
It's a good name.
right. basically, I'm asking her for the key because I heard that, like, basically, you guys asked me to go find her and give me the key. She's like, hey, I can't give you this key, but I've got it here, but I can't give it to you, but I can help you. And Margo cuts her off, and she's like, I don't need help. I need the key. And she kind of goes on to this tirade about how, like, you know, she doesn't blame Jane. She's like, I would love to have a little bit of magic so I could make a clock burrow so I can get at least 5 minutes without somebody trying to talk to me, manipulate me, hump me, like, just like this whole thing. And Jane has a little pep talk with Margo here where she talks about how you're going to be a very strong and powerful magician and queen. And basically talks about how I don't get the respect that I deserve or the credit, but I did a lot of the work, and that I am not the side note to somebody else's story. I am in control of my own destiny. So she just, like, kind of gives me the little, like, talk up, because it makes sense. Margo's kind of been on her own. Eliot left. You're with Quentin. You guys are running around doing adventures, and she's basically being, like, she calls herself, like, the middle management.
Sure.
And Jane kind of, like, feels similarly, which I think is really interesting.
Out of curiosity, which Jane is this? Is this like teenager or like 30s, 40s?
30s, 40s.
Okay.
With
So it's the Jane.
She's an adult, for
Yeah,
sure.
gotcha.
For sure. And it definitely feels like older sister vibes here.
Sure.
Yeah. But she's like, I am going to help you because this key, she needs it to maintain the clock burrow.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, she's going to send me to Break Bills, where her body is, which she died holding this key. So I'm gonna go and then dig up her body, the corpse. And Margo's like, are you serious? You're gonna have me go dig up this corpse? And she's like,
is it grave robbing if the person tells you it's okay who is in the grave?
Yeah, I don't know. Jane's like, yeah, it hasn't happened yet. And also, like, you know,
That's more like grave lending. That's like, if you let me borrow something.
Having somebody say, who just got done saying, I come from a place where all time happened at the same time, say, well, it hasn't happened yet, doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. And she's like, and I'm English. So, like, that's her excuse.
That one I'm more fine with. It hasn't happened yet from a clock burrow warden doesn't sound right. Anyway.
So she's basically just, like, sending me to go do that.
Okay.
My next scene.
Digging up a body?
No.
Okay.
I stop you guys from putting the key in the lock.
Okay.
Oh, so post body, they didn't show that?
Yeah, that's
They're
why.
gonna show a dude's head get cut off.
I run in and I'm holding. I've got keys for you, bitches, or whatever. And I was like, it's like a really touching scene there. But yeah.
Yeah. So like, back to where we were. Right. We're putting the key in the clock. You stop us. Mm-hmm. Eliot and Margo hug, and you do mention something about, like, digging up corpses or whatever.
Grave robbing and cradle robbing are both things I've done today.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
This makes more sense with the
I
cradle
understand
robbing.
the context.
I thought you dug up a dead person and a dead baby.
Like, legitimately.
That's the only thing that I thought.
I thought she stole something from a baby or stole a baby, but okay.
Way
This makes
more
a lot of sense.
okay.
I literally wrote my notes. I have no idea what's happening.
neither.
She was definitely coerced, so I'm not giving any blame to Margo on this one.
We're eating chips on the couch. We're just kind of catching up, and then the next scene we're back in the throne room because there's not really that much. We talk about how we died because you're telling us we died in an alternate timeline.
Yes.
Yeah, in like an alternate timeline that we no longer have to live. Like,
Right.
we are no longer, like, burdened with this alternate
and
timeline.
so then
that
we
died in.
traveled to Fillory, and
Right.
I'm like, but you still see my husband, whatever.
Yeah.
And,
Sort of asleep in the-
is asleep, and I'm like, oh god, like,
I couldn't tell how young he was.
Yeah, how young?
I can't really tell either because he kind of has that baby face. It's super round.
Yeah.
But he does look like older. Like,
We get like I didn't even
19?
I didn't even clock him as a young person because we just get like a flash shot. It's
yeah,
like boom, he's in bed
you see
asleep,
nothing.
and then move on.
Like, he kind of looks like actor looks 19, but when he comes in, he's like holding like a toy or something.
Like, toy train.
Like
A rattle.
like not
Tonka
exactly,
truck.
but he's like clearly got something he's like messing around with. So it gives teenager.
It
vibes.
also doesn't help
Like,
that almost every person I look at under the age of 20, I'm like, you're 12, right? Right? I don't have no context for how old you are.
I have no context for that anymore.
Do you need a cigarette or a rattle? I don't know which one.
You leave.
Yep, and we sit down and we get the letter
Yes.
that you were reading earlier.
So I'm just going to say what happens here a little bit. Like, it took me a while to piece this together, but I think us reading this letter that we wrote to you makes us remember what happened.
yes.
Okay.
So we're sitting there together on the floor, and we don't know anything about this alternate timeline.
Okay.
As far as we know, this is the only thing. This is the first scene that we're getting of it. And we're sitting down. We start reading through the letter about how we're going back and we're dying. And then as soon as we start to read the letter, we get a cut back into the room with the clock. And I put the key in, and I open it, and it works as a portal.
It kind of lights up. It opens.
White light inside. Birds chirping.
And we're like, oh, we should get more people and go through this kind of together. As you say that, like the key just kind of gets ejected from the lock.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, guess we got to go now because this thing's going to close.
Yeah, we don't know if we have time, but we know we need to get to Fillory.
So we step through the portal to Fillory.
Yep.
Immediately, both of us get the sense that magic is back. We don't really do anything with it, but we're like, do you feel that?
We
And
celebrate. We hug and spin around.
Right.
It's kind of like, it feels like they can both like take a breath for the first time since magic went away.
Yes. But we see the castle in the distance, and they're actively constructing the North Spire, which means that this is the past, like before the Chatwins arrived in the past, right? So we're kind of way back. Then we just basically start hiking through Fillory.
Yep. Walk through the woods, and Quentin, you're telling me about Jane Chatwin.
Yep. So in the books,
in the mosaic.
Yeah, in the books, Jane tries finds the mosaic, but somebody had already solved it. So now our new working theory is we solved it.
Okay.
Right. And we basically find the mosaic, and there's like an older guy sitting on the ground, and he's just like frustrated. He's like, it's all yours if you don't mind wasting your goddamn time.
He just storms off, and we're like, well, we don't, I guess.
And so we, kind of, there's a bit of montage here, so we'll kind of skip over bits of it. But like the short version is there's like a ton of like 700 tiles and 15 different colors. Quentin's like doing math, and he's like, yeah, a bunch of zeros. Like in mathematical terms, a shitload of zeros on how many different possibilities there are to arrange these tiles.
Okay.
Right.
There's
So
like 5,000 tiles of different colors, and that's
Got
a lot.
it.
Put into a square, not infinite possibilities, but a lot.
And to kind of remind you, we're trying to find the design that reflects the beauty of all life.
Right.
Which is
So-
like not.
This is going to be
vaguest thing
stupid.
I've ever
This is
heard.
going to be stupid.
It's not super.
It's not
Okay.
actually.
It's
I
not
actually really like this episode.
I think it's
Okay.
Basically, we're just like, well, we got to try, right? And so
we start one of very, very many like cut forward in times, and they don't always tell you how long.
sometimes
but
they do. This one they do. The
they-
first one's 14 days.
right.
So like I'm shaving, Eliot's working on the thing, getting frustrated,
Yep.
and like you basically like you put the last tile in, nothing happens. And I'm like, well, don't take it apart until I write it down. So like we're basically trying something, writing down what we tried, taking it apart, trying it again.
Yeah. Quentin's getting mad about how it feels impossible. At this point in the montage, Eliot is being like, this isn't impossible. This is just like a hard thing. And something that we kind of like, we didn't breeze over early, but just like to give a context of like, we don't know how long it's supposed to, we know that Jane Chatwin, from where we are now when they're constructing the North Tower, at least Quentin like estimates that she's going to show up in a decade.
Right.
So we have like 10 years before Jane would ever even show
I think
up.
I think we have more time than that.
Maybe,
actually.
because that's what I thought.
I think we said decades plural.
Oh, maybe decades. Because I wrote that down. I was like, oh, because later on we don't really run into her, and it's definitely been longer than a decade.
Oh.
I know. Oh, do we?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so you guys
worry about
you
it.
guys lived long, full lives. You
Yes,
say that,
yes.
so
we
you
say that
lived
in
your
the note.
entire life doing
Yes.
this.
So we get a little bit of a cut forward. And yeah, so Quentin, at this point, Quentin's getting frustrated. Elliot's not.
We're joking around like, well, imagine Margo putting up with this TDM. She would have like destroyed this thing on day 2. Some like random lady comes by with like peaches and plums that she kind of like gives us one or whatever.
Yeah.
Her name's like Ariel, I think.
Ariel. Yep.
And she has like a helper named Lunk.
Lunk is a himbo dude. Just
Yeah.
like, because she comes up and she's just like, we're gross frustrated. We've been living outside in this shack together. We've been like putting this mosaic together right now. I'm getting frustrated. And all of a sudden, this like beautiful woman walks out of the woods backlit by a sunset and
Yeah.
it's like a delicious plum, and Eliot and Quentin's like hi, and like stands up and kind of gets his like little loins of,
And then Lunk comes out and they kiss. And we're
yeah.
like,
And
okay.
he's like, oh man, and then kind of goes and sits back down, but it becomes relevant later.
Montage happens, right? So like it's nighttime. It's been a year at this. We have drinks, like Eliot and I, like, oh, cheers. We give a little kiss. Daytime. Eliot's like, let's save our overthinking for the puzzle because we're kind of like, talking.
Did we get the sense? Because I wrote in my notes, I got the sense that we boned. Do you think we just like kissed
I think a little
in
bit.
a moment of passion?
Like, wouldn't you?
They boned
yeah,
a little
well, that's
bit.
what I said. You said we kissed and then we like moved on. I got the sense that
Yeah, obviously. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Wanted to make sure. Elliot and Quentin,
So like, you guys are like a couple now.
but not really.
Okay.
And I think that's
particularly.
what Elliot's thing is. Like, Quentin wants to overthink it, but this is Elliot's sexuality. Who's like, we were like got drunk. We're in a stressful situation. We're alone in the woods. Maybe we fuck a couple times. Whatever. Like, don't think too much into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't really come up too much more, but that's been a
Yeah.
will they, won't they since episode 1, so I figured it was worth
Yeah.
calling a spade.
Yeah, there's like just kind of montage of like people getting frustrated, knocking over the tile, like, kind of like minor tiffs and minor like whatever, like joyous moments, sad moments, whatever. Ariel, the plum lady, comes back or whatever. Peaches and plum lady comes back, and she's like, we're like, oh, where's Lunk? And she's like, I found him holding some other woman's peaches.
Oh.
And we're like, oh, sorry. But then Quentin's back and he's like, so sorry.
Like, oh, you're too good for him anyways, right?
Yeah.
Montage forward. Ariel and I are kissing. Montage forward. There's like a 2-year-old running around.
Okay.
Right?
Eliot is being the, like, I don't seem like I'm involved. Like, I feel like I'm a part of the couple, but I'm not a
it's
part
like you're
of the
a
relationship.
family member, but not
Yeah,
the
that's
kid's
living with
third
them.
parent.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
But I'm obviously like, I'm picking the kid up. I'm giving him piggyback. I'm like teaching the kid. I'm tucking him into bed. So like, I'm actively involved. I don't like live somewhere else. It
Okay.
seems like we all live together in this little like
Right.
cottage.
Cut forward, the kid's leaving because he's like a young adult now, going to live his own life.
20-something,
Right. Cut forward again, like we're old at this point. Like they're doing like prosthetics. They're doing like, hair, makeup, like everything. Right. And now we're like very old, like gray beards, white beards, whatever. And I can't remember who says,
We're
do you
reminiscing.
do you ever think about them?
Elliot says that to Quentin.
Right. Elliot says to Quentin, do you ever think about them? Quentin's like, our grandkids?
And I'm like, no. And it's interesting. He says our grandkids. Again, part of that, like, we're part of a
Yeah.
family. But our grandkids, and Elliot says, like, no, the friends we had before. And then Quentin says, I dream about them sometimes.
Yeah.
And we're like, old men. Again, we're like old men, like 75, 85.
85, 95. Like we're
Yeah,
getting up
who
there,
knows, but
right?
we're
like,
old.
does this end for you soon?
That's the I dream about them sometimes is the last scene I get.
Okay. My next scene is Elliot has died of old age.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I was
Right.
curious if there was more.
So, and it's just like this kind of sad moment, but like Quentin ends up burying Elliot, right? So he's like, wraps him in his cloth and like starts digging a grave. Shovel hits the ground. Tink. Right? There is another mosaic tile that is gold.
Okay.
So I place this gold mosaic tile like right in the middle of the blank mosaic, and it's kind of like the sand ripples out and a key emerges from the sand.
Interesting.
So it was all the other mosaics not important. There was one
Like,
sort of like
it's about
central
finding
seed.
the beauty of life,
Right.
and we
You
did
had
that
to live
by
a long
living
life.
it.
And
Yeah.
by burying your friend / partner / family member, you found the key.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. No sooner does that happen, I pull the key out, that young Jane Chatwin appears. And she says, "Did you just solve the mosaic?" And I said, "With a friend, we solved it together." And she's like, "This is dreadful." She's like, "My name is," I'm like, "You're Jane Chatwin." And she's like, "How'd you know that?" I basically kind of brush her off. Anyway, she says, "The dwarves built me a watch and it was like terribly important, but she needs the key to power this watch." And I'm like, well, it sort of took us a while to like get this.
Maybe
I
show
was like,
up
I
at
worked
the
really
end.
hard on this, and you're just being like, "Can I have it?" I'm like, "Not really." And she's like, "My brother, he's become dangerous."
Okay.
So this is like after Martin has started showing his kind of more beastly tendencies, let's say, and she's trying to stop him, right? And so she's trying to use the watch to create time loops, which might be that clockwork. What'd you call it?
Clockborough.
The clock burrow. Maybe that's related here. I don't
Maybe.
know. But she's trying to use the watch to create time loops and needs the key to effectively
Well,
stop
also the time
these.
loop that we were in season 1. too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm sure
yes,
that's how
actually.
this happened. Definitely. That's what she's talking about. I think more relevant, actually.
Yeah, the 47 loops or whatever it
That's
was.
definitely what this is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And she's like, I need the key to, and I finish her sentence and I say, stop the beast. And she says, what's the beast? And I say, unfortunately, you'll find out. And I kind of walk up to her and I say, you have to take it. And I give it to her. Right? She kind of gives me like a nice kiss on the cheek to this old man and leaves.
Wow, Quentin's dream. He's been in the books this whole time.
Yeah.
A couple times, I think now,
Yeah.
right? Like, aren't there a few things where we realize that like
After
this
the
shadowy
fact.
figure or whatever is one of us?
I
No,
can't-
it's the older Jane Chatwin.
There is another moment where we
okay.
go into the clock in like season 1 or 2.
Okay.
Where some figure,
Is one of us.
I think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Anyways, that's really it. And then it cuts back to us in the castle reading the letter in present day.
And we're just like both you could tell that like not just through the letter, but it, like you said, through reading the letter we have remembered our past, and we're both just sort of like drowning in a sea of like remembered pasts and emotions. And like
You're eating a peach or a plum or something.
yeah, like I'm just like housing it in just like 1,000-yard stare, but like I die.
And I think
like,
that's kind of part of the moment that like where it clicks is like you're eating this fruit and you're like deja vu and you're like peaches and plums, and I repeat like peaches and plums or like peaches and plums, and then you're like, I got so old. I'm like, you died. It's like you had a wife and we had a family. It's like, how do we remember that? And I say, I don't know. So not sure how we remember that, but
that's the end of the episode.
we do. My question now,
It's the end of everyone's episode, right?
Yeah,
You're done?
yeah.
obviously the grandkids are out there now, right?
Yeah, because that's this timeline, right?
How? Yeah.
Or no, that's a different timeline.
No, that's the bad timeline. That's
Yeah.
that's the
This all happened because this would be before the loops started, right?
Oh, you're saying in this like
everything we did happened.
Yes,
We got the key.
in the
It got to
past.
Jane. I had a kid who.
No, but you didn't put the key in this time. The clock.
But
Well,
how did Jane get the key?
so if Jane had the key, we
Yeah,
had
that's
to have done
true.
it in the past in this timeline.
Right?
And
Like
this is
the timeline fractured, but that version of us existed.
So you guys were in two places at once.
yeah,
basically.
we were in this timeline at two different like discrete
times.
So I'm thinking
Moments,
that
yeah.
like our like
grandchild. Yeah.
grandchildren theoretically are in this world, or great grandchildren, depending on exactly how the
Yeah,
timeline.
maybe that's part of why we became like kings and queens. We are kind of Fillory. Like
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
But
Well,
like, you know,
what happened to Quentin's old person version? Did he just?
theoretically die, but I don't get that scene.
But like,
Yeah.
so that's just.
It just
okay.
ends like that. My last scene of that is me handing the key off. But I do reference like, you're like, do you think of them? I'm like, oh, our grandkids.
No, yeah, I know, but I mean, like, when I talk to you guys in the throne room, though, I feel like I make a joke about how, like, well, unfortunately, the shitty things that happened in my timeline still happened. Like, Margo makes like that joke, kind of implying that timeline was erased somehow.
But all those things had to have happened. Otherwise, Jane never gets the key.
I like completely understand, but it's like a really weird.
I do think the show is also referencing the complications that come along with this, because while we're talking about like the timeline loops walking through the woods on the way to the mosaic, Eliot calls out like, I don't know, the only time I feel like I understand time loops is whenever I've had way too much peyote.
Yeah.
And we kind of write it off. So that
Okay.
might have been the show kind of telling us like, hey, it's time travel.
travel's always weird.
Have you ever seen Looper? Anybody ever
Yes.
seen Looper?
Yes.
There's that movie has like time travel shenanigans, kind of like this, or like whatever. In that movie, they basically say to the audience, very similar to like
Right.
this, is like, don't think too hard about the mechanics of this, because we're just trying to tell like a fun, interesting story here. And if you think too hard about the mechanics, you'll drive yourself crazy. So let's just kind of gloss over it. And I think that's what they're doing here, is like, let's gloss over the mechanics to tell like what I felt was a really touching, kind of beautiful version of that type of story.
Yeah. Part of our journey to get this key was that Eliot and Quentin spent a happy lifetime with loved ones and children in the woods without their friends, trying to like solve this for the future of Fillory. Like we quote died for this like leg of a 9-leg journey.
I think it's
a
cool
little
that we
bottle.
remember it too.
Yeah.
I think there's something there that you don't always see. A lot of times, like that alternate timeline version is just like they live their own life and then die, and then the original version is like maybe they find out that happened. But this version is like we do remember living those lives.
We're going to be different people.
I would be
moving forward
surprised if
because
you're not.
Yeah,
right?
because our relationship can't. Like functionally, I don't think we could live through this, and then our relationship could be the same.
No, and then maybe it's a shortcut to like have Eliot and Quentin like have their relationship way closer than it was, even though it was like relatively
because we were
before,
split up pretty significantly for a lot of the last
it's a good,
season. So
like,
maybe they're trying to like reconnect.
So now we have like 80 years under our belt together.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I like this. I like this style of storytelling. If you can get the time loopy stuff right, and they don't acknowledge it a lot, which is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
The Star Trek one, it was like a probe and it was in his mind. That's another way, like a dream sequence, quote unquote, but it still gets remembered through like playing a little piccolo or playing a flute, and that like brings memories back, and you change because of it.
So the key, long story short, the key is with Jane.
The key is with Margo now.
It's because I dug it up from her body.
We have
when
key
you
3.
give key Jane, you dig up Jane's body.
Yes.
Now we have key.
Yes. So we're moving on to key number 4 next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every week has been one key.
One key.
Right.
Okay.
How many
far.
episodes are left?
Yeah,
in
probably
this,
5.
season?
It seems like.
I mean, this was episode 5.
So 10.
5.
Yeah, so that would probably be, and maybe like one episode for a finale.
I can't
Yeah.
remember how
Like
long
11,
the seasons
11
were.
or 12, right?
I feel like it was way longer than that.
they like
Maybe
10 or
like
11
20,
or something?
I mean,
right?
something's gonna go wrong.
Well, it wasn't 22, but it was like.
Something's gonna go
was it in the
wrong.
teens?
Something's not gonna go to
I
plan.
feel like
Maybe?
it was in the teens.
can't remember.
16?
I can look this up real
16
quick.
sounds right. No, don't look it up. You're not
I'm
supposed
just
to look
finding
it up.
our podcast.
Oh,
We can
that's
look at
fair.
our
We can look
feed.
at-
Episode 13 was the last episode of season 2.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
13.
I mean,
Yeah, 13 for both of them.
like we're making good progress. Something's gonna break bad.
We still don't have a big bad.
And you're still dead. Well, not dead, but
I'm still an idea.
yeah.
But I could see a key a week and then 3 episodes to figure out how to get magic back. And
And then we
we
have to fight the fairies.
Yeah, or maybe one key takes 2 weeks or whatever. But
Yeah, maybe.
Unless
Can
the
I
fairies
fight
get
the
guys.
fairies? Because they can't hurt me.
I need all the help I
Depends.
could get.
Yeah,
this
who
key
knows?
stuff has been like great kind of monster of the week style
I like it.
storytelling.
I like it a
It is
lot.
back to that like Buffy style. Like
Yeah.
we're going on a quest every week to do a thing.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm your host, Mike, signing off. Left me as always.
It's Sasha.
In front of me as always.
It's Colin.
And right here, right now.
It's Brian.
We'll see you next time.
Bye forever, y'all.
For more information, go to popculturerollcall.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Our new theme provided by Stephen Rossbach. Find him at stephenrossbach.com for more of his work. Join us next week for another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call.